Welcome to Young and Finch, the podcast made by Korean millennials. Welcome to episode 18. We're going to be talking about culture, especially Korean culture. My name is Andrew.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Josh.
And let's just get into it. So there's a lot of things, in my opinion, or in our opinions, that are special to Korean culture. I think the most familiar ones are K-pop, right? Skincare is actually another famous one.
Yeah.
Just the whole beauty aspect is, I would say, apparent in Korean culture. I think a lot of, not even just, I think we talked about this in previous episodes too. It's not just to humans, but I feel like this applies to other things like buildings, right?
Yeah.
Other things like, just like societal views. They always want to be the best and show that they're the best. In other words, just best form of what they are. But anyways, yeah, let's just break down into some of these topics.
Wait, I think just before we start, I just want to say that we're talking about cultural things that normally like non-Koreans wouldn't understand. Not just like general culture.
Yeah.
Western people, people from different Asian backgrounds, there's a lot of overlap, but there's also things that might be unique to Korean culture that you guys not be familiar with.
Yeah.
I agree. Yep.
So for example,
I think one big thing is skincare, right? I think Koreans are the number one country in terms of products that they, innovate, that they are producing and are exporting from Korea.
Yeah.
I think Korean skincare products are actually really well known throughout the world because how effective they are, right?
Yeah.
And like you see all these celebrities in Korea with pale ass skins and flawless, like even the guys, right?
The BB cream.
And yeah, the BB cream, like the whole friggin' sunscreen shit. Like I don't understand it myself, and I'm sure a lot of like people growing up in the Western society won't understand it because we just use shampoo for our faces in the shower.
What the fuck?
I don't know about that.
Kind of caveman shit is that?
Well, I used to use just soap for my face. I don't know about you guys, but
Andrew's a one bar soap type man.
yeah. But like I was saying,
I'm gonna buy you one of those 3-in-1 soap.
what
for your birthday.
One man, one
Shampoo, conditioner, and face wash.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Bro, that shit will fucking make your skin into like leather, bro.
Yeah. No. So like I was saying, I realized as I grew older, there are some issues. Like I've gotten a lot of issues, with acne and pimples on my face. So I started using more products. And yeah, like most of it is Korean. Not ironically, just inevitably. Yeah. So, and I've seen the effects. I don't know about you guys. I don't know what you guys use. Or what your family uses, but yeah, I could vouch. No bias here, but I could vouch for the Korean skincare products.
Yeah, I think it's especially strong for like men, and I think the discord is especially big between people maybe from the Western, men from America and men from Korea. But like you said, like skincare, makeup even is so like embedded and so normalized in the culture and so common. But here, I think that would be a lot of things that guys wouldn't understand. Like why do you need to apply so many different, like why do you need a fucking skincare regimen and stuff like that? Whereas in Korea, if you don't do it, you'd be like, why are you not doing it?
Mm-hmm. I think one thing about Korea is that I don't understand is like Korean people want to look pale.
Yeah.
Like white.
Yeah.
Like
I think that just stemmed from Korea trying to be Western.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how they kind of shadow America in terms of just like politically, like social values as well, and you know how they're like most of the Americans are white.
It's like the ideal standards of beauty. I think for a lot of countries, including Korea, I know that this is common in India as well, but they look at American celebrities, American like actresses and stuff like that, and that becomes the romanticized and the idealized traits of beauty. And so even in India, they have like a skin whitening lotion, right? And you apply it and it makes it like basically bleaches your skin. And so shit like that is common in other countries too, but I think that's why Korean people like want to have pale skin. It's kind of fucked up, but
it's like why they wear like fucking umbrellas when they go outside, and it's like sunny. They don't want any they don't want to get sunburned or suntan or anything like that.
I think a lot of Asian countries just perceive pale skin as just being fair, not like FARE. Wait.
Fair, like current, like
he's the fairest of them all.
Bus ticket, you know like bus fare.
Like, what the? No, maybe it's FAIR.
Yeah, like fair skin.
Sorry, my English is not that good. Sorry.
But now that I think about it, like even thinking back to, like I guess more historically, people who had tanner and darker skin back in Asia were the people working in the field, right? And royalty were the ones with the fairer skins too, because they were staying indoors and they had houses and shit like that. So maybe it even goes as far back as that, right?
Yeah, it's like these are the type of things that are kind of fucked up in my opinion. Yeah, about just Korean, like it's so specific that like beauty standards there.
Yeah,
right. Which I don't think a lot of people in the Western society won't understand.
Yeah,
like you said, pale skin, not fair skin, pale skin.
It's the same thing.
That's just I think one thing about the beauty standards is they have to have nice skin, and then I think this branches off into the next point of double eyelids, which is enormous in Korea,
especially for girls.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone knows what that is, right? Double eyelids. But one thing I heard somewhere is that it's normal in Korea that once like your daughter graduates from high school, like it's a present. The parents will give the daughter double eyelid surgery as a present when they go to university.
Yeah.
And that's like the normal. That's like the norm, and that's like all the things that the girls are talking about in high school. And I don't know. That's just
that point, I think there's a statistic about that where like 1 in 3 girls have plastic surgery, or maybe it was like 1 in 4, something crazy.
Yeah.
But it's just to show you how common it is.
But I think it's not even like a thing anymore. Now it's just normal. Like
it is normal. Yeah.
I've had friends who've at 16, 18 gone to Korea, gotten it done, came back. You know? And it was like gift from their aunt or some shit like that. Yeah. But it is what it is now. It's like it's almost, I think, more strange to find people who haven't done it, right? Like maybe not to that extreme, but it's kind of almost getting to that point where it's so common that if you talk to someone who's gotten it done, they'll say like technically it's not surgery because there's not like going under the skin. There's some gray areas where girls will say like I 집었어 or whatever, right? Like they just got it pinched. But it's the same shit, you know?
Yeah.
It's like they didn't put a knife on it. And I'm like, okay.
Again, not that it matters, right? If it makes you feel more confident, by all means. But the phenomena is kind of interesting. And I think I told my friends about this and they're like, what the fuck? Like girls at 16 or even guys like, 16, 18 are getting like incisions and like shit removed on top of their eyelids to make their eyes bigger. I'm like, yeah, it's fucked up, but that's kind of the culture.
It is the culture. Yeah. And I remember like when I was growing up in high school, I even considered like what I would look like. So that the thing that you do with your eye, you like poke it in and see how you look like. But I don't know. It's something about the beauty standards. They want their eyes to look bigger and
It's actually funny because nowadays, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos interviewing girls on what they think about guys having double eyelids.
Yeah.
And nowadays, people are saying that they don't want guys, like especially girls, they don't want guys to have double eyelids because it makes them less manly.
Yeah.
So I think I think 10 years ago it might have been different.
Yeah.
I think guys wanted to look a little bit like idols, like girls
Yeah.
with double eyelids.
Like
Pretty
big
boys.
eyes.
Nowadays, it's more like
Yeah.
they need to have that more of a manly aspect, which is good, I guess, because
Yeah.
it kind of gives less pressure for guys to
Yeah.
have double. I don't have double eyelids, right?
I don't
So-
think any of us do.
Yeah.
Your eyes are
Monolid gang.
I guess that's a positive. No, but I have a question to this subject where if you were meeting someone and they had double eyelids and they told you that they had surgery, like would you guys prefer someone with like fake eyelids or just like no touching and just natural?
I would want to meet someone that's just confident regardless of they got the surgery or not.
True.
Because I feel like people get the surgery, but they still have insecurities and, you know, they still have low self-esteem and things like that. And,
Yeah.
you know, I'd rather have someone, you know, that's secure and fully embracing how they look and things like that.
So I guess you don't care about if they do it or not.
Yeah.
It's just about
Yeah.
confidential.
Yeah. So if they have double eyelid and they're still like insecure and, you know, they care about how they look and they care about people's perception, then I'm like, nah, I'm good.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm on the same page, but obviously I think there's a line. You know, I think
Mhm.
Andrew mentioned this a long time ago in the Catfish or some shit like that, one of those episodes. But those people that like do like the before and after photos where they look like nothing like the previous person. If you went from like if it's pretty extreme and like we're gonna have babies and my babies are gonna not look like you, then I think that's a concern. You know.
Dude, there was a story like that where this guy got married to this like really pretty girl and their baby turned out so ugly and they
Bro, he
his
sued her,
wife.
bro, and I think he
Yeah.
won.
Yeah.
Did he?
Did you see that
Yeah,
meme
I
about
think so.
with the turtle doll where they put the eyelids like in? There's a meme about this. There's this turtle doll, right? And then the eyelids were covered,
Yeah.
and then they made it into double eyelid, and then they show it like shows the before and after.
Yeah.
What?
So jokes.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Maybe we could post that. Maybe we could post that on our story or something.
yeah, I can find it. It's easy.
Yeah. True.
But yeah, shows you how crazy
Yeah.
Korean beauty standards are.
I think if there is one more thing about beauty standards is also how Korean people look at the size of your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one. A lot of it's funny because like Western society doesn't even like they don't care about that.
No, it's
At
actually
all?
a
Not at all.
bad thing. Guys are always like, bro, my head's too tiny for my body. You know, like white guys.
Yeah.
Like, my buddies in high school would be like, bro, my head's too small. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but in Korea it's like it's fucking, you know, it's one of those things, right?
You have
That
to have a
people
small
get
head.
surgery for.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's a chin cutting surgery.
Okay, that's an
like,
extreme
you could
though.
potentially die from. No, a lot of people do it.
A lot of celebrities, I'm sure, do it. Yeah.
That's
But it's
crazy, but that's
so-
so
yes.
extreme.
Yeah, it is.
The in social media, I think it's really reflective on that specific thing because if you follow Korean people, just look at some of their pictures, you can see the tricks that people do to try to conceal or make their face look smaller. They sit in the back. They put their hands like a V shape
Yeah.
along their chin.
Yeah.
You know
Their
what I hate?
hair covers.
Yeah, the hair one. Oh my god, I fucking hate that
Hoodies,
shit.
you know, like sometimes, man, and again,
So jokes.
no judgment zone, but let's be real, you know, we see those tricks and they're working, but
If you know, you know, kind of thing, you know?
it's
Yeah.
a cultural thing. We all do it. Oh, actually, I don't know. Maybe we
I don't do
it. But
I don't think anyone of us do it.
yeah.
I think it's more of a girl thing, I guess.
I would say girls definitely do care about these beauty standards more than guys,
Yeah.
and especially if they're more Korean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they like so I would consider myself like I have pretty like not ugly looking hands. I think I would say I have pretty decent looking hands.
At 1,000 followers, Andrew will post a story of his fingers.
What the?
Follow him on his
And like
OnlyFans.
people like commented on my hands. I was like, is that important?
Yeah, that's also another thing. My mom sent me the same thing. They're like, you have nice hands, and I'm like, what the hell's a standard for a nice hand?
Yeah, like what am I gonna do with that? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Little nitpicking things that Koreans look at for some reason.
yeah,
That that attribute to beauty standards, right?
Yeah.
Just I don't know, some are stupid in my opinion, right? Like the pretty hands, like the yeah, just a lot of
Yeah.
beauty standards.
So I think we kind of have like this interesting view because we talked about this previously in our episode 3, growing up in Canada as Koreans. If you haven't listened to that, please check that out. We share more about our upbringing and I guess our interaction with both Korean and Canadian culture. But because we kind of come from those split perspectives, I think we have like a unique perspective where we see both cultures' values and we're able to kind of really compare them side by side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're able to kind of see the Korean culture in a different lens, you know?
Yeah.
I think for me, I think one of the biggest things that I noticed was like Korean people, like they follow a lot of things that's portrayed on social media or like what their peers are doing. So what I mean by that is like I go to Korea and then they always have these phases. Like there's one phase they'll wear this like long jacket, like what is that? Discovery, you know the Discovery brand?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
And
it's
then,
like the parka kind of.
Yeah, the parka. They're all wearing that if you go to Korea.
Yeah.
And then the next time I go, they all have that split haircut, like the one that's going down in the middle. They all have that.
공유 haircut? The goblin haircut?
The goblin haircut.
Yeah.
So it's like they just blindly follow like what the next guy is doing, and they don't really want to show their own style and their own like personality and things like that. And I think that ties a lot down into like the beauty standards that we talk about. It's like, you know, what's accepted as normal, and you know, if you do something that's outside the normal, then you're like a little weirdo. And and that's the biggest difference of American culture and Korean culture, or non-Western culture. Is like non-Korean culture embrace uniqueness, and you know they applaud you for being different most of the time. You know, like not all the time, but like you know it's not as bad as Korea. Like you want to be yourself. You want to be unique to yourself and things like that. But in Korea, it's like you have to fit into this circle of like what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think Korea's known to be a trend follower, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of trend, like maybe not for K-pop. If you take out K-pop, K-drama, I think they just follow trends, and not a lot of trends come out of Korea.
Yeah.
But like you said, just Western society just embraces uniqueness, and that's why they're so innovative, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right. So I totally agree with you, Brian.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty interesting when I visited Korea. Like their fashion, like the trend, the hairstyle. It's like they're all the same.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
You ever see the fucking girls with the string dress, but they wear the white t-shirt underneath? You know that shit, bro? That shit went off everywhere. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not, we can cut that out, but that shit pissed me off, bro. Everybody wore that shit, bro.
I know, just wear one or the other.
Yeah.
I know. It's so funny.
Off my chest, bro.
Yeah, but sometimes they're very creative. Like one thing that my sister recently showed me was like she had her iPhone and it was like tied to like a what do you call it? Like a handle, and then she kind of wore it as like a purse. You guys know what I mean?
So it's like a fashion item.
Yeah. So her phone is there, and it's connected by like two
strings,
and then she
I
literally wore it.
I think I know what you're talking
purse.
about. Yeah.
And then it's like the trend of last year, and I was like, damn, that's actually kind of creative.
You're like, damn, I kind of want one.
Yeah, I'm like, I fuck with that. Yeah.
Walking around the hospital with the fucking iPhone purse, bro. You know the vibes.
Yeah, bro.
I'm down.
But in a way, like Koreans are trendsetters too, I guess. But
yeah.
They're very known for their fashion, right? Like I talked to a lot of my non-Korean friends, and they're like, "Wow, Korean people are so like fashionable," and I'm like, "Yeah, to a certain degree, I agree."
I think it's because a lot of Western society doesn't care about fashion. Like a lot of guys, especially, don't care about fashion in the Western society. You know what I mean? I think that's why. Because a lot of guys in Korea care about, again, just how they look.
Yeah.
And I think this is again a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Maybe that has to do.
I think that's true too. I think Korean guys care more about
how
they look, whereas non-Korean guys are their priorities are something else. Like their standard of beauty is like how big they are, or
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, like how manly they seem or sound and things like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Which is a good segue because another standard that's looked good upon Koreans is having a slim slash skinny body, right?
Yeah.
Like if you look at Korean idols, especially, all the girls are like bone skinny.
Yeah.
All the guys are bone skinny.
But I feel like that's kind of changing a little bit though.
Yeah, I think so too.
In idols, maybe.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
they're like
Maybe
more
in
acceptable
drama.
of like being a little bit more
More slim, thick.
thick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you look at Korean I especially for girls, I never seen thick idols. You know what I mean?
It's not like Beyonce level, but it's not as it was 10 years ago, I'd say.
Yeah, like girls' generation,
Yeah.
they were all so skinny, dude.
Or
In
I
that
don't know,
era,
I might be wrong.
I think they're all. Honestly, I think they're even now still so skinny,
Yeah,
bro.
I think so. Like if you look at American music industry, right? If you look at Nicki Minaj, like Cardi B,
Hmm.
they're attractive in their own manners, right? They're not. They're just.
Yeah.
They're like thick
Mhm.
with two C's.
Hmm.
But in Korean music industry, I think like majority of them are skinny.
Yeah.
Right. I get your point where like people like Jessie, right? She
Yeah.
might be, I guess, considered thick, but I don't know. I still
But
think.
she also grew up in LA too, so maybe that's
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
Jesse?
Jessie.
The
The
rapper?
rapper?
Yeah.
Man, no comment.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying like she might be considered thick in Korea, but I think just in general she's still skinny in my opinion. Just
True.
as I don't know, maybe it's just a Korean thing. I think.
It's just a Korean
Or
thing.
not Korean thing, it's just Asian thing actually. It might be
Yeah.
just an Asian thing.
Throughout the episode, we might be referring to a lot of these things as Korean things, but that's because it's embedded in Korean culture to us. I'm sure a lot of this applies to Chinese,
Yeah.
Japanese, other Asian cultures. You know, if you're Filipino or
Yeah.
Viet, I'm sure it all applies too. But we're just speaking from our perspectives.
Okay. Would you guys have anything else to say about that?
Yeah, I was gonna say just take it with a grain of salt. This is from our personal experience. So.
Yeah.
I think, on the topic of visual and physical appearance and stuff like that, bringing it down to not the next point, but a different point. I think a lot of people have this idea about Korean people and Korean culture based off K-pop and Korean dramas. Now, I don't think that's necessary. I think that perception is kind of false because no one really lives like those Korean dramas. You know what I mean? No one lives life like that. But I think people have a perception that Korean guys are like guys from the dramas where they're like, kind and hardworking and like good and, shit like that. But it's like, I think that builds a perception of Korean people that's false.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're just human at the end of the day, right?
You think people actually believe that shit though?
I think so. I think that's why, honestly, Ange talked about this before where he's like, he just got to say, I'm Korean. And then girls, whatever, other girls would be like, oh, you're Korean? Because they watch the Korean dramas and they're like,
Yeah,
oh, I want
true.
like a Imino or like, I don't know.
Or Goblin. Sorry.
Yeah, like, but I think it works against us in a lot of ways because we're just guys. We're just human, right? Korean guys are just people. And
Yeah.
like, it's hard to fill up an expectation like that sometimes.
Yeah, and like the people you see on like TV or dramas, they're like the 0.001%
Yeah.
of, like attractiveness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's especially for K-pop, or not, sorry, K-pop and K-drama, where
Yeah.
a lot of people that's not Korean look into and they have this perception and they believe it. But like I think a lot of Koreans aren't even into K-pop that much,
Yeah.
right? It's the people outside of Korea that are super into it. Like if you look at Blackpink or like BTS, a lot of their fans are, not Korean,
Yeah.
right? They're
Mhm.
international. So it just kind of shows you how Korea has kind of paved this way into the music and the drama
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah. And it's like, it's K-pop. Like, it's essentially just pop music in Korea, right? It's the same Justin Bieber, Michael Bublé music that we listen to when we go to Walmart or fucking the grocery store. It's the same shit in Korea, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think one of the biggest things that I feel like a lot of Western people wouldn't know is the competition in Korea in terms of like the education system, how they're raised, like for us, like we grew up in Canada, like me and Andrew were part of the hockey team. We had all these time for these extracurricular activities. but in Korea, literally it's you go to school, you finish school, and then you have to go from like 5 to 10. You have to go to like tutoring, and then you go home, you do your homework, and then just rinse and repeat. And that's insane. Like imagine doing that until you go into university. And I think like one of my close friends told me that like it's so competitive that when you're in high school, only 2 people in the classroom can get A, and then there's like a certain amount of people that can get B, and then C and D, and
So it's like a percentile basis.
yeah, and out of all the people that got A's, only a few of them can go into the top university. And just put that into perspective. That's just so much competition and so much pressure. And imagine how you would feel if you failed like one test.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like that branches off into the work life too. Like you go into work life, like everything is just so competitive, so cutthroat. And,
Yeah.
And I'm just glad that I didn't grow up in that lifestyle, because that just sounds crazy.
Yeah, I think this might be for other countries as well, not just Korea. But I totally agree. And this, I think, goes to the point where Western society kind of embraces other things outside of education.
Yeah.
I think Korea's like main priority for young people, especially, is to get a good education. But I think in the Western society, there are other things like playing sports. Sports is a huge thing in America, right? Parents actually push their kids to play sports. Because I don't know, maybe it'll build some, teamwork skills or foundations, whatever, that they can't learn in school. But yeah, no, I totally agree where Korea and maybe other countries too are cutthroat in terms of competition within the education. And I think that actually reflects in like Olympics and, sports in general, right? Like you see all these Western teams just doing so well in terms of compared to the Asian countries, especially Korea, right? Like basketball, like soccer.
Yeah, but then Korea fucking whoops them in like, what is it? Short,
like archery
like
or something, like short track skating,
like ice skating and shit, like speed skating. Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, like if you look at the big picture, like Korea is such a small country and their population size is insane.
Yeah.
The density is fucked.
Yeah, so there's really no chance.
There's a lot of, you're right, there's a lot of factors that go into why.
It's kind of like there's no way around it. There's no choice but to be that competitive because of the population density. And the universities can only take in so many people, right? I think to Andrew's point about Western society valuing other things, like think about the applications for prep schools, right? Not only do you need a high GPA, but you also need a bunch of different extracurriculars. You need to show you have leadership skills and experience in other things. In Korea, I think it's that one entrance exam, like that defines like your fucking life, right? So the pressure is crazy. I can't relate because I don't think I'm connected with that, but my dad growing up would never cease to remind me that when he was in high school, he had to study from 9 to 9 and he had to, all that shit. He had to walk to school and, he told me enough about that I have an understanding about how extreme it can be in Korea.
Guess we're blessed to be growing up in the Western society. You know what I'm saying?
Another thing that I think Western, people who aren't in Korea might not understand, and this is I think reflective in all Asian cultures and super common, but it's like the hierarchical system
Yeah.
in
That's huge.
society with respect to age and respect and
Yeah.
you know, there's like if you don't know someone, you have to speak with them in formalities, and when you meet
Mhm.
someone for the first time, you're bowing and shit like that.
Yeah.
I think that was a huge thing that my friends who aren't from the Eastern Hemisphere like just couldn't understand, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's more apparent in Korean culture too, actually, in terms of the like, especially the age
Yeah, it could be
difference, or
different.
like going into school earlier. You know, those like whole
Mhm.
선배 후배 shit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
선배 means like you're senior, and 후배 means like you're
Junior.
like
Like subordinate.
person younger than you. And
No,
then,
no, it's not. It's not specific to age. 선배 and 후배 is like people who go into like, let's say
into the
school, or
school.
like
Yeah,
army, or like going to
Yeah.
work earlier than
Yeah.
you. And
True,
후배
true.
means someone that's after you.
Yeah.
But like there's the age one, which makes it confusing. Let's say I'm older than Josh and I go into work. I started work later than him. Then he be my 선배, but I'm also his hyung, because like
Yeah.
I'm older than, which is weird, because they're like, you usually talk to someone that's higher than you with
Yeah.
formality. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's like conflicting, and there's shit like if you're born between January and February, you're considered like fast born. So like, let's say Josh is born in like 1990 and I was born in 1991, but I was born in January or February, then we would be considered the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like people that are born after February, Josh would be like my
1
friends
year
is
older.
young. Yeah.
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 But like I'd be friends with both of these groups, which makes it more weird.
Yeah.
Imagine like one of them going to work earlier than Josh. Then it'd be fucked.
Yeah.
It's
I-
kind of confusing, but like it's very structured in a way that if they're older than you, you have to speak with them in formalities. If you don't know them, you
Yeah.
have to speak with them in formalities.
Yeah.
Only when they allow you to speak casually can you really do that. And there's a lot of like social pressure and implications and nuances that come with that.
Mhm.
It's hard to dive into everything, but it's definitely prevalent.
Yeah, it's kind of like a if you know, you know kind of vibe.
Yeah.
You understand
Korea
it.
puts a lot of importance on like respecting the people that are older than you,
Mm-hmm.
like to an extreme degree. Like even if they're like 1 year older than you, you have to
Mm-hmm.
be somewhat like less of them. Like you have to put them on a pedestal.
Bro,
Yeah.
1 year, even a couple of months. If Andrew, okay, let's say Andrew was born in 1990 in June, right? And I was born 1991 in March. That's only like 8 months or some shit like that, right? That means, but the thing that people don't understand is like if I see him, like some people like they'll bow, they'll be like, oh, like 안녕하세요, and then they'll like bow their head as like a sign of respect. This guy's
Yeah.
born 8 months older than me. Why the fuck am I bowing to this guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and again, I think this could be our Western perspective coming in.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of good things come from that hierarchical system. We respect our elders, we respect parents,
Yeah.
and we definitely should. And I think that kind of value we attribute to our elders and to adults and stuff like that, I think that's great. But
There's both ups and downs. There's
Yeah.
there's a con and a pro, definitely for sure.
Yeah.
And the worst is like even if they're like a couple months older than you, and then we have this thing called 존댓말. It's like when I'm talking to like Andrew and Josh, we just talk as like normal casual friends. But then when you put 존댓말, it's like you change the tone, the formality and the tone of the
Yeah.
conversation, so
Yeah.
that you're speaking as if you're speaking to like an elderly person.
Yeah.
So we usually say like when I'm saying like thank you to Andrew, I'll say like 감사해 or 고마워, and then
감사해.
Oh, 감사해.
고마워.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you very.
But then if we put 존댓말, we'll say like 고마워요, you know.
감사합니다.
Or 감사합니다.
감사합니다. Yeah.
So, where was I going with that? Yeah.
감사해.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's
I
interesting.
agree. To Josh's point, there is a very structural hierarchy system, And to Brian's point, there's a pros and cons. I think the pros is it's like standard. You know what to do if someone's has more experience than you, if someone is older than you. But I think it creates a barrier in terms of personal to personal level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Josh, you said that when you talk to anyone, especially if they're Korean, you just speak English to them to kind of cut what it might like create a barrier.
That's my
Kind of formality.
that's my
Yeah.
secret weapon.
Yeah.
Back in uni, when like Andrew and I would go to like Korean social events and stuff like that, there's a lot of hyungs, like older people, and nunas, like older, hyungs and nunas and stuff like that. And you know, when you're a freshman in uni and stuff, they're like, oh, come here, like, what's your name? Like, what do you do? And then they try to like use like that hyung card on you, like to build. Like people do that sometimes, even if it's like not intentional. They'll like kind of take advantage of that age hierarchy, and they'll kind of be like, oh, like, what do you do? Like, what the fuck are you about? You know, kind of shit. So being a second gen, like born in Canada, like I'm not having that shit, right? So my secret is I just use English when they ask me stuff in Korean. They'll be like, "Wait, what do you study in Korean, right?" Or like, what's your name? And I'll be like, "Oh, I'm Josh." Like, respond in English, and they're like, "Oh, my name is Daniel." And then I'm like, "Oh, like, what do you do, right?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm studying CS the 4th year." And I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm engineering 1st year." And they're like, "Oh, okay, cool, right?"
Yeah.
But speaking English cuts through the barriers, and it kind of diffuses those hierarchical pressures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think if you experience that with your friends or with like 선배s at school and stuff like that, I would suggest using that, and then just use
Yeah.
English, and then everyone's on the same playing field. You guys have a
Yeah.
drink, everyone's good, vibes, right?
But it might cause Koreans that can't speak English to avoid you a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I see that too.
For sure.
Yeah.
But
You can't avoid that though.
yeah, no, but to that point, there's a lot of it changed a lot though. Like over the past 10 years, a lot of people are like us where they
Yeah.
grew up in the Western society as Koreans. So they are more comfortable speaking both languages, which actually is, in my opinion, the best
Yeah.
because you still have the factor of being casual, but you get to use some lingos that aren't used in English.
Yeah.
Like 눈치, which basically means catching the situation. And
High speed.
yeah, it might translate to ice speed, but just stuff like that you could use in Korean culture that you can't use in Western society, but also using the stuff based from Western society as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think for all of us, we relate to a lot. We relate a lot more to people like that could speak both and are aware of both cultures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the 1.5 gens.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah.
I think okay, not to touch too much on this, but I do think that the hyung and duna culture is nice though. It's that like, having almost like big brothers, you know. And I think
Yeah.
having people that are hyungs, like good hyungs and good dunas that you can look up to, and especially during uni and stuff like that, and during the career work field and stuff, like I think
Yeah.
that can be a huge asset, and they can really
Yeah.
be helpful to have, you know, that kind of relationship. So
Mhm.
again, it's good, but in moderation, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
good and bad. Yeah, like to Josh's point, I have hyungs that I speak English to, but I still call them hyung because they
Yeah.
seem like mentors to me,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I would like to just keep that. I guess you could call it respect, but
It's
just,
respect at the end of the day.
it's just who I call. It's just what I call them,
Yeah.
right? Instead of their names.
Yeah.
But like if people I don't fuck with, then I'd be like, fuck off, and just say their name in English.
Hey John, sorry.
And I'd be like,
Yeah.
hey Kevin, fuck you, sorry. No, I won't
Who's
say that.
Kevin? Sound kind of angry, bro. Sorry.
I love Kevin's. Kevin. Pew pew. Sorry.
I think one of the bad things about that thing, like the age and respect and all that stuff, is like, especially in the workforce in Korea, and they have this thing called 회식, which is like it's like an after work party.
It's like happy hour
I think
kind of.
we touched it before, but it's like it's like an after hour, like after work, like everyone
Yeah.
at work just meets up, goes out for a drink. And it might sound nice on the outside, but they do this on a regular basis, like a few times a week. And sometimes you just want to go home after work, but it's like a mandatory thing that they have to attend. And most of the time, like the what do you call those? Like the superiors, like the people above you, like your bosses and managers will, pour you a drink, and you have to like drink it. Otherwise, it's regarded as like disrespect.
Yeah.
And like especially like in the workforce, like things like that, you have to always listen to what the people above you are telling you, and you always have to follow orders and things like that. I guess that's a little bit like that in the Western culture too, but like at least in the Western culture, like if you have an opinion, like you could actually like offer to say and provide your input. Whereas in Korea, it's like it's like my way or the highway kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's a really big point. I think Western society actually promotes opinions and promotes different ideas to show creativity, but in Korea, there's this word called 꼰대, which basically means if you have more experience, or if you have like more, if you're older than them, they have this mindset where they think, like Brian said, my way or the highway, and if it's not my way, you're wrong, and they base that off of their experience or their age. It's like bias, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And again, to Brian's point, if you don't go to the 회식 or like the after hours, there's like a peer pressure where if you don't go and the others go, it looks bad on you. So it's like kind of like forced optional. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Which is annoying too.
It's like a passive aggressive like invitation.
It's like it sucks, but it's just part of the culture, I guess.
Yeah.
On the topic of drinking and the drinking culture, I think as most people probably already know, like the drinking culture in Korea is pretty notorious, not only for Koreans loving to drink, but there's a lot of fucking voodoo shit that you have to do when you're drinking with people. And it kind of comes back to that age thing too, right? Like, you know that if you're receiving a drink from someone that's older than you, you have to accept it with two hands. If you're pouring a drink for someone that's older than you, you have to pour with two hands.
This one, the looking away one when you're drinking.
When you drink it, you have to look away, and I think there's like, wasn't there something that's like you can't really drink? You should like pace yourself according to how their speed is.
I think so. You have to like see if they're done drinking, and then you have to put the glass down when they're finished drinking. And you also have to when you're pouring, you also have to cover the label with your hands.
Oh, really?
That I found out like last week or a couple weeks ago.
I never heard about that.
I never heard of that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, even as someone who, I feel somewhat distanced from Korean culture in some ways, but when it comes to drinking and stuff like that, like it's weird. I'll still do it if I'm drinking with a hyung or something. Well, actually, if it's casual, I won't do it. But if it's like someone I don't know and I don't want to offend them, I'll still kind of pour with two hands just in case.
Yeah.
If they're pouring, like even if I'm not accepting with two hands like a fucking beggar, I'll put like one finger on the rim of the cup to show that like I'm
like
here.
Oliver.
I'm watching you. So
Oliver Twist.
But
yeah, that's so true though. Like like I know I'm aware of all those things, but like when I'm in that situation, I feel like I am following those rules. Like I am like turning to the side when I'm drinking.
It's just subconscious, man. It's embedded in us.
Yeah. It's just part of
just that respect
are,
factor. It's just
I think it's because we grew up with like that. We grew up in a Korean household. I think that's why. It is what it, like, you know what I mean?
I think we grew up with, like, when we started drinking and stuff like that. I don't know about Brian. I'm assuming it's the same, but like I started drinking with like a lot of Korean people. And I think that like my exposure to drinking and partying and that culture started off with kind of with Korean people. And so I was kind of like, that's kind of how I was introduced to like that drinking culture, I guess.
True.
Yeah. I don't know where I picked mine up from. I think
you're just Korean, bro.
Yeah, just Korean. I just knew.
It's just in your blood.
Intuitive.
Yeah.
It's in your blood, bro.
It's like it's just everywhere, like on TV, like shows, like real life, and
a lot of things to kind of keep in mind when you're Korean.
Yeah.
Just to add to that, another thing that I think people, this is I think would apply to a lot of Asian people though, but taking Pepsid or some kind of drink or some kind of supporting supplement before drinking, I think is super common in Korea. Like Koreans have this thing called condition. Basically, they'll drink like this shot of like, it's like herbal or something, and it's supposed to help settle the stomach. And be a barrier for the alcohol and shit like that. And Pepsid
Yeah.
is the pill that you take to reduce Asian glow and like
Yeah.
the redness of the skin.
Yeah.
Yo, Pepsid is fucking sick. So this is just a personal story, but I don't have Asian glow that much. I only have a little on my cheeks when I get drunk. But I literally just take
You're like the
Pepsid.
biggest druggie right there.
I literally take Pepsid.
Pepsid is sick.
I literally take Pepsid. No, listen. I literally take Pepsid to get drunk faster because it makes you drunk faster and it's like more efficient. So you spend less money. And then when you
True.
wake up, you have no hangovers.
Ooh,
It's crazy.
really? Maybe I
Yeah.
gotta try that
So
next time.
how much is Pepsid and where can I buy some? Sorry.
So I have some. I have like a big. I don't drink that
In the
much.
in the corner of Young and Finch. So like Andrew standing there with Pepsi.
Wow.
The Shoppers Drug Mart at Young and Finch.
I'm down. Reach
with his
everyone.
fucking long coat.
Oh, now I'm gonna be wearing a hoodie.
I'm down.
Get them out in a plastic bag. Sorry. No, but yeah, when I go out drinking, which I don't usually, I always pop Pepsi because I don't want to spend money and get drunk. So
True.
win and no hangover.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm saying.
Hangovers suck.
So if you guys need, let me know. Sorry.
Bro, I'm sure you can get that over the counter, isn't it?
It is over there. Anyways,
Man, can't wait to go drinking.
yeah.
Yeah, same.
Catch us at Iwa
What
or Chamebosam.
What the?
Time and date is not disclosed. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe we'll post it on our story when we go there, and then we can all go for a drink.
No, we have to post it a day after.
Nah, we'll
True.
post it as we're leaving. Got a question for you guys. Were there any things in, I guess, your experiences or things that you've seen, some things that Korean people do, maybe it's a cultural thing, maybe it's a societal thing, or like a social thing that is cringy?
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah.
It's not cringy, but it's kind of disrespectful. So a lot of Koreans ask. So my sister actually had these questions when she's helping out her patients.
Yeah.
If she's married or not.
They ask your sister if she's married or not?
Yeah. And apparently it's not like I asked my parents, like I asked my sister first if that was. It's not kind of reaching out to like your personal information
Privacy?
and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Privacy, and it's not kind of like whack. And then my
Mhm.
parents were like, in Korean society, it's not considered personal. It's just a common question. So I was like, interesting. But it's,
Wait, why? What are they trying to? They're just trying to like.
I guess
Maybe they're trying to scope your sister out. Like she's a
Yeah,
good candidate
maybe.
for my son.
yeah, maybe, or like someone that they know, right?
Yeah.
But like I see it retrospectively, where you know how, like actually not retrospectively. Koreans also ask like people if they like, oh, like did you gain weight? Like just casually.
Yeah.
But in Western society, it's like, what the fuck? Why would you say that, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of personal questions that Koreans ask
That's
that
true.
aren't considered
Odd.
odd and yeah, like
Or
it's
borderline offensive.
it's just, yeah. So I found that it's not cringy per se, but I found that very interesting in terms of like just the differences of culture.
True. What about you, Brian?
Something that's cringe about the Korean culture.
Doesn't have to be cringe or something different.
No, specifically something that might be like cringy or odd, or like if you were like maybe not Korean and you're born in the States, you'd be like, what the fuck, or like what is that, you know?
Yeah.
Or maybe just something that might be cringy or not.
One thing that I don't know, it's not cringy, but I went to like the Korean version of 7-Eleven, and then they have just soju bottles in stock, and they're selling them for like $3 a piece. I thought that was pretty interesting.
That's just
That's it.
fucking sick. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's lit,
Yeah.
bro. I'm down.
I don't know about cringe. I think that's it though. I see like flaws and the pros and cons, but I think we already talked about that. But I don't know about
Yeah.
cringe. Yeah.
One thing that I found a little bit cringy with Korean, it kind of happened recently. I think it was in like kind of the past 5 years that Koreans started putting cheese on everything, and everything that was like Korean food on mukbang or like Korean shit, you know, Korean barbecue. It's all like fucking doused with cheese, and I'm like, bro, like I love cheese. Don't get me wrong, I love cheese. I love cheese, and I love Korean food, right?
Yeah.
But why the fuck are you putting cheese on everything, bro? Some people eating ribs with cheese on it. Like, come on, man. Like,
Bro, that's sick.
I
That
think
shit sounds blessed.
no, again, it sounds
sick.
good, but I think it got to a point where like it kind of feels like it's just like it's almost like those fucking I talked about this before with you guys, but it's almost like those fucking YouTube thumbnails. You know, it's fucking cheap, bro. It's like they're just putting cheese on shit just so that it's like viral. It's like I think to me it's just kind of like a missed opportunity, right? There's so much of Korean food that's really good,
Interesting.
especially like the classics like chonggors and jims and jigas and stuff like that. And
Blessed.
it's like the fact that people are introduced to Korean food with like this fucking shit that's covered in cheese. I guess it's good that they're being introduced.
Yeah.
It was a little cringy to me because I'm like, come on, man, like in moderation, right? Like
Sounds like someone's a hater. Sorry.
Bro, I love cheese.
Are you lactose
I love cheese
intolerant?
too. I'm just saying. No, I love cheese, bro. I'm not a hater. I'm just saying, like, to me, this was kind of one of the things where I was like, it's kind of cringy. It's
I know
like
what you mean. I know
Koreans
what
kind
you
of went overboard with it.
You know when you go Korean barbecue, they have like that side section of the grill
Yeah.
where it's just cheese.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. But it's like that wasn't there. That was never there before. I feel like,
No, that wasn't there.
yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
just adaptation, right? And making it more appeal to. It's like I don't think it's that.
It's
I get your point where it's kind of diminishing the Korean cultural foods by dousing it with cheese, but I also don't think it's that bad.
No, like I think it's not that it's diminishing
cheese.
Korean food, but it's like the only Korean dishes that like for a while now I don't know because I'm not seeing it as much, but for a while it just felt like everything that I was seeing that was labeled Korean was just some kind of fucking cheese conglomerate fucking monster. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I think
That might have just been like the mukbang culture or some shit. But
yeah,
for a while, it to me that was just kind of like bro, come on, like why
yeah.
are
No,
they doing that?
You're right. I get your point. Like, but the thing is, like Koreans also came up with like these new things called cheese balls, which you never heard of in Western society. Or,
Yeah,
like-
those look fucking good, dude.
Yeah, I want to try. Like, those are the things that I would love to try. That's
Those are okay. I've tried
yeah.
those. Yeah. Right.
No, but in Korea, I heard they're blessed.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Corn with cheese. Have you guys tried corn with cheese? That shit's blessed.
Corn cheese?
Yeah.
Cheese corn?
Yeah, that's like everywhere.
Yeah, come on,
In
bro.
restaurants.
Sorry.
Whoops.
Boomer detected.
I'm down.
detected.
Yeah, but no, I get it. It's you're just a hater. Sorry.
Josh sounds a little cheesed.
Oh.
All right.
Cheesy. All right, guys. That's going to be a wrap for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's been a blast.
Yeah, this topic was actually suggested by one of our listeners. Yeah, there's actually so much more that we can talk about with this.
Let us know if you want a part 2.
But with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this one, make sure to let us know by DMing us or liking us on Apple Podcast.
Yeah. And if you guys related to any of these things or have personal experiences, stories, share with us. We'd love to hear some of your guys' struggles and your tips and tricks to bypass some of these cultural things. Or maybe it's different for your culture if you're not Korean, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And again, thank you for your continued support. We hope to bring you amazing content
Yes,
in the future.
Yeah. Remember, 500 likes, and then we're going to reveal our faces, and we got some big
Yes,
things
sir.
coming after we reveal our faces.
Yeah, maybe do like a nice Q&A
Yep.
with you guys or something.
Or even Clubhouse or something like that. That's been popping lately, but
Yeah, bro. Bare Clubhouse requests.
we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
Yep. So enjoy your guys' weekends, everybody.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Yeah.
It's the flex and it does in the hey.
Oh.
I'm into sell 88 clam. More like 88 sham. Am I right?
Mochi? We'll continue right after this message.
I thought this episode was gonna be short, but 역시 말이 많네.
역시 새끼들 마이크 켜면은 말이 많네.
I know.